and it's not the same on any of this. The two laptops on my desk one. So looking annoying. All right. Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up. I'm Ross Aiken, and Kirby is here. Say hi, Kirby.
Hi Ross, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, and glad to be talking because we're going to be talking about the JLA Avengers crossover issue #1. It's a Bu Busieck Perez production, which is always a good one. They were good partners in comics and partners in this. So let's start with this. We're going to only do one issue at a time, so I don't want to talk overall, but when did you, I mean, did you get, was your first copy of it the one that was published after his death, the one to raise money for his wife?
No. The first time I ever read this was back in college, so we're talking like let's just say '09, 10. My buddy Jared lent me his copy, which was the nice, real, slipcase prestige
Yeah,
format.
I had that. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was. I'm sorry, Ross. Normally, I understand like, look, money sometimes, but there's some books you just gotta hold on to with your life.
Yeah.
Um, so, so back then, it was really interesting because it's like I knew, and like I was a Justice League fan, and I knew enough of the Avengers to like I could name all of your big players. But I'm so glad we're doing this episode now that after you've gotten me to just do such a deep dive into Avengers, to where I'm like, oh, I now have opinions on like most of this, if not all of this cast on the Avengers side.
Yeah, it's for me, it was when it was coming out, I was getting it. It was something that we'd always dreamed about, and we'll talk about it before we talk about the single issue. Is the 1983 project which died.
Yep.
Um, I I remember that and being heartbroken because my first two team, I love the JLA and I love the Avengers, and this is these lineups and the characters we see in the series are the accumulation of all these great heroes that these books have created, and what makes these superheroes be even more popular and more loved is they're part of the event of one of these two teams.
Right.
Um, and when it finally came, I was like, I love Jerry Conway and I love George, but I went, oh, kind of glad we had a few more years for the
Yep.
ideas to percolate, and then maybe find someone um, who could handle the big cast better than Jerry Conway is great, but I don't think he would ever want to handle this. This is too big a cast. But
Yes.
Busick knows how to do it, and I don't think he wants to do it all the time. But he likes writing team books, and when he writes a solo book, it's all the characters have something to do, so it's still a team. He likes his characters to interact, but he can handle the big gun stuff like this. Him and Wade, I think that probably two of the better ones for events. They
Yep.
understand how you can't just have them in a panel. Well, George makes it so you can, because he'll sneak someone in and you go, whoa, that's a deep dive. I don't know if they're really someone. I don't, are they, should they be in this? Uh, but yeah, it blew my mind. And I've read it a couple times and I'm reading it this time. It's been so long, I forgot how good it was. And I also forgot how densely packed it is. It's for some of the show don't tell folks. I bet this might have been a bit wordy for him, and I understand it. But this is an epic, and epics have, Tolkien takes that all those thousands of pages to tell you a story. And this is a comic book epic. There is just a lot going on, and you want to give the fans, which is where George and Kurt, what they want. And I think, like it was perfect. And that's my first impression was this is everything I always wanted it to be.
Yep.
you
Absolutely.
know, Good story, good art, and have enough so you can have some time to play with it. Like, some senseless 2 and 3 page fight scenes with every hero you could ever imagine. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah. So, let's talk about the before we get into it. Let's talk about the 1983. I did a little homework, and it was I got it started, and um, I guess it was
Shooter had a
Mike.
lot of problems with like some of like what was happening where it's like guys, there's no way Quicksilver can beat Flash in a race. So it's not like from my understanding, he was just like, oh no, the Marvel guys always have to be on top. It's like, no, but you guys aren't thinking this through. And it's like it was one of those Shooter, God love you. You're micromanaging everyone so bad. I can't imagine someone didn't try and stab you with a knife.
Yeah, and I saw this part that was it Carlin was the DC editor for it.
I would have to go back and check. I don't remember.
Yeah, but whoever the DC. Oh no, it was Jerry. I think it was Jerry told George to start drawing it.
Yeah, because we like folks, if you're
That's
lucky
why there were
enough,
so many pages. He had, what, the first 12, first 21, something like
I
that.
think it's like the first 16, and it's like
16. Okay.
yes, and so it's good because you're seeing the lineups, and it's one of those I can't remember when this was originally done because it's like you have Beast and Monica Rambeau on at the same time, and I'm like, I don't think that ever actually happened.
No,
Yeah,
no. But no,
but
they're the lineup for I don't this is the line. Here's my thing is yeah, we do see them. Do we see them in this first issue?
let's see, I think we do see Monica. Wait, okay, in the first actual issue proper. I'm trying to think. Um, because not to get ahead of ourselves, Busieck plays I think he stays pretty close to what the lineups were at the time, except Hawkeye was already on the Thunderbolts at this point, but it would be over his dead body that Hawkeye wasn't going to be in the JLA
Yeah,
Avengers
because
book.
yeah, you see him come in, and I think this is
Well,
post Blue Superman, but it's Morrison's Justice League.
yeah.
And but I think what Busek does, and I'm not going to say, but he fiddles with the existing lineup at the time, but made sure that or was I guess Pietro was a member during this period. He
He
could he
was.
yeah, he wasn't about it, but he that's right. Near the end of Prez's run, he comes back, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because we still have to deal and you know it's still Buseyck's Avengers because like Triathlon is here.
Yeah, and Jack, yeah,
Jack of Hearts,
Yeah, he's the one that had him join, yeah, for the first time, I guess.
which that's a costume I gotta imagine was originally done by Perez, and no one else wants to draw it because that is an
No,
overcomplicate.
I think it was George Tuska. He
Really?
was created in Iron Man.
Okay,
He was
well,
Iron Man's sidekick for about a year and a half.
all right. All I was saying is that's a pain in the ass costume to draw just by looking at it.
Yeah, Perez probably did that with one hand while he was doing something while he was multitasking and when he didn't even blink. Because there's just too. I know why Akers didn't want to ink him. He's like, because he probably would go, do not delete things, please. Um, and I think he goes, he's on my Mount Rushmore of artists. He has to be.
Uh, like that's not even in question. I feel like there's no comic book fan where it's like I could see someone like, yeah, he's not one of my favorites, but do you hate him? Hell no.
No, yeah, he is. 'Cause, I mean, he did all the big books. He did all the great, for me, he did FF, he did Avengers, he did Justice League, he did uh Teen Titans, you know. Um, and
He
there's some
never
of his side gigs I love. His Man Wolf is just fucking genius. That. And oh God, what was it? There's the odd ones of his that I think are great. Logan Run, the movie adaptation.
Yeah, which I've seen a lot of people just like say it's better than the movie, and I'm curious to read it. It's probably a pain in the
Oh
butt
yeah,
for
it's
me to
way better
find.
than the movie. It's
Yeah,
way better than the movie because you don't have to deal with some stiff acting. There's some issues like that, but other than that, yeah, it's a pretty, it's okay. But some of his other stuff, his cross-gen shit was fucking great.
yep. Brief run on Superman was actually really good.
Yeah, oh, I always forget about that because it's kind of a blip, but it's a good run for him. Oh, and his Wonder Woman. His
Yeah,
Wonder Woman is fucking fantastic.
yeah,
I mean,
folks.
I don't
Uh,
think he did anything bad.
Now the only team book I can think of off the top that he might have done a cover here and there, but he never really did a big Legion run, which that would have been amazing.
Yeah, and he
But
only did what, like 3 issues of Justice Society?
yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
other one. So, I mean,
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got some of his stuff in when I bought the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazine because he did created the White Tiger in there.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all in black and white. It's weird. It's also got all the kung fu articles in it. It's really weird. Both of them are. It's like, oh my God, this is a time capsule of suck. This is you see this in movies and people in movies from the 80s and 90s, and you think that these crap magazines, you know what I mean? It's like, no, they are exactly that crap. Here is the 15th article about Bruce Lee in the first 6 issues of this magazine. But there's some good kung fu, there's some good Bill Mantlo it's if you got, I'm going to have all the Shang-Chi and all the Iron Fist. I might as well have that stuff too, because I'm not a martial arts guy, but Perez did some of it. Um, the Sons of the Tiger, whatever, the ones that ends up being the ambulance. I watched the Mary Marvel one. It's great, but it's George creating a Latin character.
Yep. And yeah, just all good stuff. There's a claim, this is later on in this series, where it's like Perez only drew like Vibe's feet. That's not exactly true, but he's definitely like the character who gets drawn the least in this book of all Justice League or Avengers characters.
Yeah, I'm. They get everybody in there. I mean,
They
they
do.
do. And I saw a couple that if when we go through it later, because I caught a couple when I was summing through the next three, is like they were not in the I'm gonna be that Johnny thing about Iceman, which I love it. It's like, and then when they did the issue recently, I was like, you little fuckers, you made it canon by John. One of those. I'm gonna join for one adventure, so I'm a member. But I have a problem with most modern superhero teams. It's like they've been around too long, and everybody's been a member, and it's.
Uh, I guess before we get started on the series proper, that was one thing I was thinking of. This is right before like both the Justice League and Avengers titles really kind of blow up because we're getting the Bendis is not too far off from this for the Avengers, and the Brad Meltzer Justice League is not too far from the Justice League. And me personally, I'm not a fan of that run of League. I think it's actually so bad it led to New 52. And it just suffered a lot from the crossover problem, which is what we're having right now with Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah,
And it
there's just so
never
much stuff
recovered.
going. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, there's just too much going on. Don't overcomplicate it. I guess I'll do a formal review of KO, but I'm liking more of the shit that came out of it because nothing was in it. There was nothing to it.
There's no meat.
There was not. It was really insulting. It was
It
really, really an insulting cash grab. Which sucks is some of the issues were really good. Some of them
Yep.
were actually a lot of talent, and they put their version of what they could do with a big event like George does. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes the
Yeah.
guys want to do that because hey, maybe I'll get one of those events one day. Um, Better than their cap, but it was, yeah. Mm. But yeah, they do. And because it's that thing. I think what I hate sometimes with those kind of hiccup runs from when you go from a great run and it's hard to live up to it and
Hmm.
you overcompensate. You want to be as good at, and you're going, shit, I'm following that fucker. And then you you just can't that just doesn't work for something. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work out. But there's too many of them. I mean, a lot recently like that with events. It's like at least have a heart, give it something to do, have a heart, anything. Something with the characters, which this one does with 500 million of them. So why don't we get started? So hey, Kirby, you want to do the pertinent data?
Yes, okay. So JLA Avengers #1 has a cover date of September 2003, an on sale date of September 4th, 2003. We have a cover price of $5.95. We have writer Kurt Busieck, artist George Perez, letterer Richard Starkings, colorist Tom Smith, and editor Dan Raspier.
And now for the synopsis. The cosmic entity, Corona, arrives in the Marvel Universe seeking the truth of creation, leading the Grandmaster to propose a game of stakes to spare his world. The Justice League and the Avengers are transported to each other's Earths where they are immediately struck by their ideological differences. The League is appalled by the lawless Marvel Earth, while the Avengers view the Leaguers as arrogant, godlike dictators. The issue ends with the teams meeting for the first time in a tense standoff at the Justice League satellite, officially kicking off the cosmic scavenger hunt for the 12 items of power.
There are assembled the world's greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe.
Okay, and I'll insert synopsis here. All right. So that's the synopsis of this first issue, but let's talk about the cover. We should always talk about a cover. It's by George.
It looks gorgeous.
It is, and I'm fucking up my my prestige one by trying to pull it as far apart as I can so I can see it's it's a wraparound cover with all the characters. These are the people that are actively in these adventures. This is a small group of what we'll see, but all of these characters are. This is the lineup of those teams at this time. I forgot that Yellow Jacket came back.
And I think the Atom is kind of like soft inserted here because the JLA was really pared down to like year 7 in
The Big
Plastic
Seven, yeah,
Man.
he created his own Big Seven, yeah.
Yeah. But luckily it's still Wally and Kyle in this, and it's not Hal and Barry.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But see,
But
that would make some of the things when they cross the dimensions where the Marvel people go, what's going on with these people, man? They're all happy. So I forgot about that gag and I went, oh wow, you did. You put oh man. Yeah. Yeah. You guys you lean into different tropes, but they're tropes. Let's point them out.
one thing I will say is like luckily we're at a point like you were saying, we're post Superman Blue, but also like Iron Man is like a pretty recognizable like classic-ish looking Iron Man, Vision, Hawkeye. It's not like they're all in their modern, oh, Hawkeye is not wearing a cowl anymore, he's just wearing purple sunglasses and things like that. Everyone looks like a superhero and they're all immediately recognizable.
And is Vision in his original costume or is he
Yeah,
in
he
the
looks like an original costume, or at least Perez's like rendition of it.
Yeah, that's what I was. Now you've said that, I want to make sure because you remember his post white was different, but the same as the original. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those all of this. And one bit I wanted to say before it's like Busieck was the right person to write this because I get the feeling he really likes the League, but he loves the Avengers, and that was the
Yeah,
right call.
yeah, it's great. Hey, does Busek ever written
He did like one
Justice League?
arc of JLA. That's about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, I think I mean Kirk Busiek's one of my favorite
Oh God,
writers.
yeah.
He has and he writes. He's the one that you and me talk about. Understands that it's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes is just as important in the fisticuffs.
Hmm.
And he understands it, and he also understands tone and choices of tone. That because if you read his Astro City, this is a good example. One issue will be very warm and heartwarming and about people getting to know one another and interaction. And yes, there's a superhero fight happening nearby, or one of them is a superhero, blah, blah, blah. And the other one is, the just the, it's just, he understands that from light to, dark and brooding, like, when we get the history of Astro City, here's the 80s, and it's got that. He understands what you're going for. In this one, the tone in I'm telling an epic story. I'm telling a story that people have been waiting for. It was a cast of thousands. So I'm going to have to be a little Cecil B. DeMille and have some good narration and some big people outside of the action commenting on it, like the Chrono and the Grandmaster, all these things is that it reads because I remember when I was reading when I got in, I went, it starts with Archon and Thunder being married.
Which I didn't know who these
I
were originally. I thought this was like a legally distinct Conan at first.
No, it's Archon. Yeah, it's Archon. I could tell but it's because Perez drew X-Men Annual.
Okay.
where they fired Archon.
Okay.
And he was inked by Terry Austin. It was beautiful. It was very
Mm,
cool. But Archon, and his Archon's pretty good. It's as good as John Buscema's. But I love Thundra. I think
I like her too a lot. Now,
I think
again,
she
now that I
should
have
have
more
gotten more
experience.
love. I
Yep.
always thought she should have gotten joined the Avengers, or that she'd be a great, have a Defenders team. You don't have a Hulk, you have a Thundra.
Yeah.
I
One thing
like
I
that.
love is Archon's like thunderbolts in the quiver like matches perfectly with the accordions. I'm like, oh, that's a nice touch. That is a
And they
very
always did look like that.
yeah.
Didn't change it. It was like, you noticed it. Kurt knew that. You noticed it. George noticed it. Everybody noticed it, except for maybe Jeanette Kahn goes, "Who's this?" Um, I'm going to go make sure we make money.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
but
she was one of the best at it. Let's
she
not
is
get
one of the best.
wrong.
I actually think she was, because she was a fucking professional.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't some comic you've given some comic guy
Yeah.
the keys to the candy store. Came in with a publisher who dealt with children's publication. You know how to deal with children. That's artist. Good. You're um, but it just is so epic, and I don't mind it. It's wordy as shit, though. I have to. I will. If you're a show, don't tell guy. George is giving it to you too, so you can skip some stuff. You're gonna get confused because they'll throw someone out there like I had to go back and check Thundra. I was going, it's Thundra, right? But she's naked. So you
They,
can't tell who she is until he says her name on the second or third page. Or, oh, okay, good. I was right. Good guess. Now let me go back and read that so I understand what the hell is going on. There were a
it
couple times I had to back up because
y-
you're reading it too fast and it's not sticking.
yeah, like then when we get to the Cord and the the crime syndicate, it's like, oh, it's the Morrison crime syndicate. That's why we have like a blonde goatee like Green Lantern and all that.
Oh yeah, I just got my deluxe hardcover of that. I like that as an out of continuity thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I like it as a continuity thing, but it was pretty.
Yeah, it sure was. But it's the the crime syndicate all in like good costumes compared to those original Mike Sekowsky ones where look, man,
But yeah, they're not. Are they super tweaked?
oh, like the Owlman's completely different. Because again,
Oh
that's
no,
the
no,
one
no, no.
where
I like this. This makes more sense.
yeah, like I'm sorry, the Crisis on Infinite Earths #1 where you're seeing their deaths. It's like, dude, if Perez can't make that Owlman look good, no one can.
No, it's the only time it looked good. Oh, wait, no, wait a minute. They used this one when that they made that first
The
Tim
end,
Crisis on Infinite, not Crisis on Two Earths.
yeah, they definitely use pulled from here more than anything else.
Yeah, yeah. I love that one.
It's
I will
great.
say,
It's one of my favorites.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I want to say something, folks. Okay, so I put Starboy's voice in as part. I put it from now on in Starband. I have, having sound cues on either side of the synopsis, and I didn't think Kirby would get guess with both of them, but he did. And the Starboy guess was like, oh Jesus, man, how many? I was okay. I always feel that no one's watched the Fatal Five one.
I'm a little insulted that you think I wouldn't get both of them, honestly.
Well, I don't know if I didn't know if so because I didn't know if you liked. Did you like the Fatal Five?
I liked it.
Okay, I mean, I really liked it. I mean, it's fluff. I don't mind it, but I would buy that lineup.
Yeah, I would too.
I would buy
Uh
that lineup. That would be an interesting lineup. I would, that would be interesting. But you would need someone like Kurt to do it because you're gonna have, you know, thoughtful conversations at times.
yeah.
But yeah, it is a better one. Also, these deaths here look way more horrific than they do in Crisis. It's like they're being torn apart.
Yep. And no, we'll save that for another day. I want to derail us. I do like that even though it's JLA Avengers for this first one, it's book one, A Journey into Mystery. So again, Busieck Perez, they're doing their homework.
Oh yeah, the and they're doing all the. It's a. God, hold on one second. I love the splash page where it shows you. It's a 2-page spread at the end of the prologue. Excuse me. And we get Infinity standing in the white void, and you can see the universe inside him, and him holding the Milky Way galaxy in his hand. That's a beautiful and I feel it's a very Marvel page too.
Very much.
It is much more George at Marvel than George at DC. He had good splash pages too, but they were different, I think, in some
Yeah,
ways. And then we go to all this narration, but so this came out, and there are DC people and Marvel people, and then there are people like you and me who like both.
right. Now, Grant,
So,
I have become a guy who likes both. I used to be more of a DC kid, but
yeah.
so this when I was reading this, even in college, this was the first time I think I what the Grandmaster. Yeah, no, I think this is the first time I ever met Grandmaster. I'm like, okay,
All right. So
I
that's
got
cool.
his, I
So
got, I got his deal. So it's like I was able to follow the story
but let's see, that's cool because they're introducing you to characters from both worlds, and they're taking time there's a little more dialogue, I think, to an explanation. You have to explain to half the audience who Grandmaster is. You're gonna have to explain to the other half of the audience who's Krona is, and who some of these heroes are.
because Chrono's a deep cut. Like I had read some of the original appearances in the Green Lantern black and white showcases, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's and we were talking earlier about we're figuring out some other team ups to do, and I said we do one of the early DC Earth One or Two solo people, and he made a comment. There's some of them aren't that good, and then and I went, how about the one where Alan Scott and Hal fight Cronin for the first time? And he's like, okay, that's one of the good ones, and it
Yeah.
is, and it's something that's too good, but we know it. We also know it from Crisis, because he plays a big part, he and over the years, his role has gotten bigger and bigger, just like Grandmaster,
Yep.
Probably both throwaway characters, they thought, and they become staples. But you get introduced to both of them uh, in a two-page spread with a lot of dialogue, but it's so cinematic. And and then you get another double page spread, which is to the next one. What was your thoughts on this? You had to be told who Grandmaster was. You knew who Chrono was, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you know who Infinity was yet?
Yes, I think I did know who Infinity was because I think I had read a little Silver Surfer by that point and he had shown up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And he's at the I think he was more a Doc Strange character for a while.
Yeah.
I think he crossed over to different people. Everybody's met him because once they turned all those gods into one pantheon,
Hmm.
which I like. I really do dig that. Um, too many of them now, maybe, but but I like that too. And then we get the next double page spread where a Marvel villain is stomping on an Earth, a DC universe shopping center.
Yep.
Oh,
Terminus. And I'm like, oh, I've read Burns Fantastic Four now. I definitely know who this guy is.
yeah, he's a great character. If you
Yeah.
need a giant thing to stomp on stuff, he looks good.
He looks awesome.
I just don't know how he gets loose and no one notices and he comes somewhere else. I don't understand how he's moving about. It's like all of a sudden he's there. Didn't someone see this fucking coming? He's 20 stories tall, fucking shit up. Uh, but it's great. And it's good to see this. And God, man, there's so much action going on this.
And again, there's a reason Perez has had this in his contract for 20 years, where it's like, if this happens again, I'm the one drawing this. It will be over my bloody beaten corpse if I'm not.
Yeah. And you get it, man. There's so much good going on here. We've got Wonder Woman trying to lasso him, Martian Manhunter using his eye beams. Plastic Man
Pla
turning himself into an escape balloon.
Yes, and God, you needed Plastic Man on in this book too, just
Yeah, you
because.
do. I'm glad he's there. I forgot he was in it, but I'm glad he's there because he shows some of the humor and he gets to ask the questions we would ask. And
Yep.
I really like that. What I do like is that Kyle's flying over Superman because Superman has been Sal Buscema punched like a motherfucker. It's for you folks. You know what a Buscema punch is. It's a drawing of someone being punched by a hero coming at you out of the panel and it's great. It's a lot of time it's Captain America, the Thing, and the Hulk.
And it's one of those, if so you actually got punched like that, you would be dead because your neck would be snapped.
Yeah, because you're gonna hit the wall and break your neck, and you'd be laying there with your head around the wrong way. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
if we're talking designs, the only one that even kind of dates this is Aquaman is in his like 90s barbarian look, but luckily he's not doesn't have the hook hand all the time.
yeah, it's I never did like the hook hand, and this thing look is just this is not his best look.
It's not.
No, I don't. It's
He's a
the
character
bare
who I
chest
do think.
one. Hmm?
Oh, I was gonna. He is one of those characters who I think benefits from having the beard, like
I
Alan
don't mind
Scott.
the beard. I don't mind the
Yeah.
beard. He can have the long hair because that'll look cool in the water.
Yep.
Um, but I actually got down on. I was down with Clark's mullet just because John Bagnovi would draw it. It looked like Fabio. The
Ooh.
mullet's bigger. But yeah, I don't get the armor. It looks like I don't know how good your Greek mythology knowledge is. Mine's minimal, but I do know this that the Amazons cut off a tit,
Yes.
and that's what that looks like because
Hmm.
wouldn't wear armor on their drow arm, and they would have to protect their one existing tit.
Hmm.
And he's protecting his chest, but it just looks. Why don't you just have him run around in Red Sonja's costume?
At this point,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the exact or Warlord's second one. Put on some pants, Travis. You're getting too old to walk around under naked. Um, I do like Bats and Plastic Man.
It,
Bats
it's
is
always
just
a good dynamic.
it is, and it's just the way the panel leader looking up, and Batman is not looking at making eye contact with Plastic Man, but he is listening. How about some action figures? Quiet Plastic Man. I'm thinking that's his powers, Stretcho dude.
Like,
Oh,
I'm sorry, is a Batarang going to help stop Terminus? No. Let him think. And again, this is a Batman where it's like you can tell he's still part of the team. It's not the overpowered I have a plan for everything bullshit.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Well,
it's
I
like,
like, yeah, I agree. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that he's actively standing there watching what's going on and figuring out what to do.
yep,
And then that gets, I think it's in the show. Well, that point comes up that certain one of them are smarter than the rest of them.
yeah, because it's
And,
like,
and
okay,
not
I'm
like
observing.
science smarter, but better at being on a super team than,
Hmm.
so, but I do like how they battle him and Terminus zaps Superman. They think it's crazy. And then Batman, getting everybody ready. It's, Superman, they're just the seven of them now. And Batman takes charge. And I love that at the bottom of the page. He just takes control and it works.
Yep, because it's like, hey, Martian Manhunter, have us mentally linked all so we can just do this like at the speed of thought.
Yeah, it's really, this is, I mean, just fine-tuned Seguro team writing. And I like it when they show that. I sometimes they don't show the leadership of the leader and that and we know who the characters are and this Batman they would all listen to and
Yes,
do what he said it immediately. And this is, I think, I would have liked to seen Busieck write Batman, at least an arc or something.
you must have.
Well, yeah, it's
Who
true.
knows?
Who
Yeah.
knows? But I would like to. um but I do like how they take him down. Plastic Man stretching himself over his face.
Yep. Well, okay, Wally, unfortunately, I think throughout this series gets kind of the shorter end of the stick, but it's like, because it's, what is it? No problem. How's about a couple dozen tons of concrete and rock all in its face at 600 miles per hour? And Batman's like, it's a start. It's a start. Dude, come on.
I like it. um And Wonder Woman's got the lasso around him.
Yep. Martian Manhunter tries to do a little, like, telepathic bolt to him to try and figure out, like, what are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah.
And it doesn't work, and it drives him nuts.
Yeah. What I like is with Kyle Rayner uses a Bugs Bunny trick
It is.
It's a fucking straight out of Warner Brothers. I thought of it and I almost texted you. I was like, I wish this was digital because I would have just sent that one panel to you and gone, what the? It should say Acme on it.
It really should. And honestly, that would be in style for Kyle.
No, it's perfect for Kyle. It's why Kyle's coming back. I hope they don't mess it up. Kyle's
Say that's what I'm hoping.
and I want to ask this while I'm thinking about it. Your thoughts on the first Firestorm issue?
I liked it. I want to definitely give it a couple more issues, and it's like, oh, good. You know that you need to have Firehawk in the series because really, whenever Firehawk's not on panel, everyone should be going, "Where's Firehawk?" Because she was
Yeah.
the MVP of that volume two to me.
No, I agree. And she should be on a big team. She's a really okay, wait a minute. So we're talking weird subset team. Add her to that list with Manhunter, Aztec, and Chase.
I freaking I. So apparently, she was originally going to be on Justice League Detroit, but it never actually panned out. And it's like that would have been perfect. That would have been amazing.
She'd be a great fit for that lineup. And that
Yeah.
lineup, I once they put out the first half in a DC Press, I will finally read it straight through. That it's
Okay.
really. But yeah, she'd make a great Firework would make a great Justice Leaguer.
Yeah.
She's like Songbird. I think Songbird should be on the Avengers.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. There are a lot of people here we'll talk about who should be on it. We should have to do that, which when we're all done, why don't we just come up with a list of 3 people we would like to see in the other team?
Okay.
All right, folks. And if you got them, let us know what your thoughts are. We'd love that. That'd be something. That'd be a cool little exercise. We should start getting people's thoughts on that.
Yep.
But they defeat Terminus like that, and then I forgot it was the Hal Spectre.
Yep. Because Hal has been dead for a period. So this is obviously post Final Night, like maybe actually close to 10 years of post Final Night. So it's like again, Busieck knows his stuff. He, like I said, he loves the Avenger, but he knows his DC too.
Yeah, I like that they're all kind of shocked that it's Hal. They freeze because they knew their friend, because
Yep.
he'd been evil, and
Yep.
then he died. He redeemed himself.
That and to me, it's like that's one of the big reasons to never have Hal or Barry back. It's like Barry died the saint, Hal died kind of the villain.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the end, it's like he redeemed himself, but it's like he's still that cautionary tale. And I think when he's back, he'll lose that.
Yeah, I mean, people complain, complained about it. He would do that. It's like he just watched his hometown, the place he loved, and 3 million people be vaporized because he didn't do his job right, or did he make a mistake? No, that town was going to blow up anyway. But yeah, and he should have stayed. I liked him being the Spectre.
It's a cool little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's his for eternity. You could just say he's going to be the Spectre forever because that's his purgatory.
Yeah.
It should have lasted longer.
It
I'd have
really
been
should
fine
have.
if they had lasted a long time. Also, it kept Kyle up in the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. What?
I'm prejudiced. I'm sorry, Barry. Hal.
Yeah. Plus, Hal. Look, John Stewart accidentally blew up a planet. Man.
Yeah.
But he's made of sterner stuff.
Yeah, but that was God.
We'll talk Cosmic Odyssey, folks, at some point. It's been on our
we
list.
will. It's so good. Okay, then we get to go with the Avengers versus a DC villain, Starro. This is really good handling of Starro.
It really
It's
is
terrifying a little bit, and it's Starro. I've seen this over and over and over again.
Okay, there's one thing I would change.
What?
Just for one reason, for one starfish that's on Pietro's face, have it when they have to take that off, it rips his face completely off. I'm sorry, but I will never not dunk on Pietro. Ross can tell me all about X Factor all he wants, but it's just at this point, it's just a gag for me.
I agree with you. He is a fucking horrible human being. Read this last reread through of Avengers when I got to the last Roy Thomas ones before they took him out. And he just didn't want his sister marrying It's like you're a racist piece of shit, Pietro.
Uh,
And Crystal has terrible taste in men.
she does.
um, but I
Triathlon.
kind of like that how he
Go ahead.
draws it that this thing, it's just not a starfish over their face, that this like sh- someone comes out and covers their face.
Yes, it looks really good.
It does. And they're shooting up from below. And there you see Triathlon and Jack of Hearts.
Can I just say, I never really cared for triathlon that much during the Busieck run of Avengers. He was just like, eh.
Yeah, I think he was more George character. He may have been more George character. I don't know.
Yeah, but I know he at some point they made him the 3D man, and after that, it's like, okay, you've gotten a little better.
What I liked was during there was an event, I don't even know which one it was, but he sided with the bad guys,
Uh-huh.
and then you find out, no, Doctor Strange just made me a sleeper agent. Um, or something like that. It was weird. He was in the background and I liked it. I like the idea of the character. I just think the whole triad thing, that arc, we didn't get enough time to like him and then find his voice. Does that make
Ye-
sense?
Yeah, no, it
And the
definitely
costume wasn't
does.
very good. I
It's
wanted once they put him in the original 3D man costume. Yeah.
looks a lot better. The only other thing that I don't even want to say dates, it's like, oh, that is the Scarlet Witch costume only George Perez can draw.
Yeah, yeah. It's I like her in the Romney clothes. These, you know what I mean?
Yeah, again, it looks good, but again, it can only be drawn by George Perez because everyone else would go, I'm not drawing that. No.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I really like it. He draws her best than anybody, I think, in a lot of ways.
I think it's on record that she was his favorite Avenger, which makes sense.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And again,
Well,
to speak to like this pre-Casada Didio takeover of the companies, it's like Cap isn't his classic Cap costume. It's not like we're not looking at a bunch of pseudo military design
yeah, I
outfits.
don't like it when he's in World War II, put an ammo belt on him or something.
Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
fine. But he doesn't need a
Again,
utility belt. He's got the
yeah.
shield and his wits.
Yep, Thor looks like Thor. Iron Man, we got good looking armor looking Iron Man.
Yeah.
She-Hulk looks good. Like it's a classic She-Hulk look.
I forgot Quasar. There's Quasar with long hair. Being a
Wait,
little
is
Fabio.
Quasar? Wait, is he in the splash page?
No, 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 no. I'm saying later.
Oh
Later. He's
yeah,
he
yeah,
joins
yeah.
somebody. I just stuffed the head. Yeah, no, he's just I love what he does and that they use her right,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and they talk about her hex bolts, you know. They kept her powers vague, and then they said it was real magic, and then they said it was this and that. But she is just changing probabilities, and she's just gotten better at it.
Yep.
You know, before it was that she would throw something out, and the probability of something happened, like a rock flying into someone's face, whatever uh, it was pretty loose and chaotic. You know, like I can't control it 100%, but I can knock you out with a brick. Um, but it's gotten bigger and bigger through the years to the point to where she eventually just says no more mutants. And
Again, that's another of like, yeah, thank God this is right before shit hits the fan with the Avengers.
yeah,
So I can't remember. Cap had his regular shield back because I know he had a like hologram shield for a bit during
I
the.
think by now he's gotten it back,
Okay.
or they're just ignoring it and say he's gotten it back. But I think he got it back because
Okay.
he comments when the shield comes back later in the series, like, "What the hell? Oh my God, I've slipped into a bad era of the Avengers." Um, what
Yeah.
costume is? Oh, and are they calling her Warbird?
Yeah, Warbird, which I'll be honest, I kind of like Warbird more as a name
I
for,
do too, because there's a certain person who should be Captain Marvel.
yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Oh yeah.
I, Look, you don't have to convince me anymore on that.
No, I think you don't have to convince many people.
No.
You know, I don't. Orlando, who works at Velocity, said he doesn't like the new costume. There's nothing wrong with the sash. I say that would cover up a little bit more.
Yeah, like
Fighting in
this
a
costume
bikini is
could,
kind of weird, but that basis as her costume, that should be her costume.
yeah, like add some red to it and you're good. A little more
Oh yeah,
red.
yeah. You can put red where her legs are exposed and her
Yeah.
arms are exposed. It would look fine. Uh, and make the sash. What's the sash yellow? I think the sash this year was a yellow. No,
Yeah.
it's red. It's red. But she's I like Carol. I would like Carol to take Carol's taking a break from Avengers. They've announced the first arc of a new Avenger book, and I like the lineup, but it's
Oh,
still
good.
stupid. Well, it's a good lineup plus the Fantastic Four acting as Avengers.
Interesting.
They're all Avengers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
Johnny is the only one no, Ben did. Johnny and Ben had long run. Johnny was on the yeah. Johnny, I like Johnny on the team. Um,
uh, something that I was listening to a podcast that said like there's a lot of dialogue of just characters standing around, but no, like here Perez, he's keeping the action going. He's having the characters talk and move, and it's like, yeah, you're seeing Cap's shield go all throughout different panels, even when Cap's not on page with them. Like it's just like it's randomly just hitting triathlon to get the Starro off of him on the bottom of one page. It's all great.
yeah. I like how Vision figures out what to do with the Starro and them ejecting it into space.
Uh,
But
and again, to Busieck's of like for me not really knowing all the details, it's he puts a little bit of expo. Pietro, uh, but she's your ex-wife, Vision, my sister. She could. You don't even know if this will work. And it's like, okay, that's all I need to know. Great, I can take that knowledge and move on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
I like to I like and sometimes dislike is when they put the when the Vision is thinking on the next page where it shows all like the circuits or whatever.
hmm
It's kind of weird. I forgot that Perez did that back then, back here.
Again, that's a Perez. He's just showing off at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I know more than you know. Look at this. It's like Jesus. That probably took 25, 30 minutes for him.
Yeah.
We get to see Quasar and there, and he gives us updates from space where
Uh, they just throw in what would be so many mini series in just a one panel, like Lobo versus the Imperial Guard. Yeah, I'll read that book. Even if I don't like Lobo, I'll read that. What is it? The Kund. Who are they invading? I can't tell.
I can't tell too. It's the I don't know who that is. Is this some random alien?
I that feels weird that it would just be a random alien in this book. If I'm sure if I go through the annotations, it would tell me, and maybe I'll
Are
do
they
that after
one?
we record.
Yeah, I bet there is. They look like they have one eye.
Yep. Oh,
Uh,
just because it's on this page, one thing I am glad is I kind of miss pre Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man to where he's not a quip machine, to where it's like, no, this Tony's a freaking professional here.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. That this is that he never really takes the armor off, does he?
I don't think so, at least not for any grand bit of time. But yeah, then it's Wally. Wally, it makes sense of all the heroes to cross over. Wally as a Flash should be the first because comic multiverse starts with Flash 123, and that should be his honor.
Yeah, it is, and it's also another great him breaking whatever barrier this time that they do. They break different barriers in the Speed Force all the time.
Yep,
Um, but I like this. I like it. He gets there and he sees people say this is a dark universe.
yep.
Because in the Marvel universe, there's prejudice everywhere. No one, it's all about striving to be better, not actually getting there. Um, and
Yeah,
it freaks Barry out because this is Wally.
this is
Wally's
Wally,
still
man.
yeah, but still it's Wally. He's from a small town, so there's a little bit of Wally that you know he can look down on himself sometimes, but he does. He was it was Iris and Barry had a big impact on Wally.
Yeah.
So, but this is great. And when they're looking at Mongol fighting the Brood, Skrulls
Uh
versus the Hawkmen.
oh yeah. Again, the Skrull Thanagarian War, I would read 12 issues of that.
Oh yeah, and I would like to see one of the Brood breed inside Mongol. Have a story about Mongol got a brood egg in there, and he goes to Superman to get it out, goes to the Justice League or something to get it out. That'd be a good,
It,
you could do that for a couple. You could do that for a big annual or something.
but again, just to marvel at, no pun intended, the art. It's just like Perez is drawing these like translucent image screens, but you can still see everything going on in them and behind them, and it's like I can't even fathom how that work, how he was able to do that.
Yeah, you don't know. Sometimes you've seen art. Sometimes it's a physical, like little piece of mylar with
Hmm.
with something scratched on it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know
Yep.
how to do it. And this is, this is more modern printing,
Yeah. Um.
more robust colors. But I like the fear in Wally's face. And I
Yeah,
now,
because the Speed Force doesn't exist in the Marvel universe, and I think that's something Perret or Busek threw in. It's like, look, otherwise Wally would just solve this entire thing, and this would be a two issues.
yeah, I like the fact that they're different. The different universes have different rules.
Yeah.
It makes sense. If you're going to have different continuity, that different rules would make a lot of sense. Um, when you turn the page and you see the Watcher floating outside the watchtower,
Oh, so cool.
um,
I now like to think that the JLA satellite at this point is in the exact same position the the blue side of the moon is over at Marvel.
yeah, I
I
do
just
too.
made that up, but I'm sticking with it.
No, I agree. It's the same spot. And the Grandmaster shows up.
Looks cool. I love this bit of John, can you verify that? Sadly, Superman, I cannot. For the third time today, my powers cannot reach into a mind that stands before me. It is beginning to grow annoying. And again, I always love the very just droll John look, where
Yeah,
it's
I do
like,
love John.
yeah, there's a reason he's one of my favorites, and it's just it's the Spock and McCoy fight so many times. It's like Spock knows what's going on. He's just not reacting the way you want him to react.
Exactly, exactly. It's why I like Red Tornado.
Yeah,
That, but Red Tornado, put him on that team.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so Grandmaster starts, is he lying and is working, but he's telling you just enough truth that it's the truth.
yes, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of that going on as he tells them of like the 12 items, and you guys have to do a fetch quest. And these items are Ross. You want to take it?
Yeah, I'll take this one. We'll start with Batman. You're going to do the Marvel. I guess I'm doing the. No, this is the DC ones.
Yeah, I'll do the Marvel ones.
The Eternity Book, Buck, the Orb of Ra, Kyle's Lantern, Spear of Destiny, uh, the Medusa Mask, and the Bell Wheel in the Jar.
Yep. So I was trying to think of some alternate items that I think would have worked. The Helm of Fate is the first one that leapt to my mind.
Yeah,
The Eclipso Diamond,
yeah.
the Our Man's Whirligog, but maybe that would be a little too esoteric.
And I think the Eternity Book would be because I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's Eternity's book, of like the endless and all that, like that
Oh,
he always has like chained to him.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. It visually didn't trigger.
Yep. And I was also thinking the Miracle Machine.
Oh yeah,
That might be too Legion heavy at this point, but I don't care.
yeah. I know, but that's a good one. It's also a machine. Is any of these are machines? Well,
Not really.
technically, yeah. The battery, the nullifier,
Yeah, okay.
Prester
Yeah.
John's, whatever. Um, but no, I like that, and I like that this stuff with the watcher just watching.
Yeah.
Um,
In that is I like how like Wally's just like this is just unsettling. Like
I agree. And then you notice you see what is it on the page where the first panel is the Watcher, and it pans down, it's the Watcher and Wally, and then it pans down again, it's Watcher, Wally, and Adam.
And again, I think I'm glad that they added the Atom to this lineup just to kind of give them an extra scientist on the JLA at this point.
Yeah. Well, and then they've got little people, monsters little. You got to have
Yeah.
that. If you're going to have the Grove people, you got to have the Grove people. Um, so I don't know how they got to vibrate again.
Wally, he figured out the first time he was able to remember the vibrational frequency, comic book science.
Okay.
That's my
Um,
answer.
so they do their magic. The next thing you cut to this is yeah, we do see Tony's face.
Okay.
He's got
And
his mask up.
he's got the goatee I think
Yeah, the
that's
goatee was
post Heroes Reborn.
yeah. Um,
And again, over Busieck's dead body was Hawkeye not going to be in this? And even the first time I was reading this, it's like, well, Hawkeye is the MVP of this whole miniseries.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I'm
He
very
had,
happy. My favorite Marvel character. Okay, I love the way Busieck writes, and I think he gets him.
yep.
Um, so the Justice Leaguers are now on Marvel's 616. And they go through Doom, Genosha, Michigan, which I'm not sure what event
Just
that was in.
just the Hulk causing
Rampage,
chaos.
okay, and then New York, which is the Punisher. At this point, the Punisher, is he killing people or using rubber bullets?
I think he's killing people at this point. And like throughout this whole page, it's like Kyle's like, or Aquaman's like, we should stop Doctor Doom. This is not how a monarch should act. John's like, all of the Genosha's gone. Like,
Yeah.
like we gotta stop the Hulk. Shouldn't we stop the Hulk? And Batman's like, no, 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 stay on target, stay on target. But he sees the Punisher just killing a bunch of drug dealers, and it's like, it's this great splash or cut where it's Plastic Man's going, "Heh, drug dealers never could stand them, even back when I was a crook. Better get back to bats. Hello, were you even listening to yourself? Stick to the plan," he says. "Observe and move on," he says. But does he follow the plan, or does he spend 20 minutes beating up some loon in Kevlar to save some drug dealers? I've always loved that like cut.
I do too. I do too. Batman is just, I forgot that this year of Batman, he's a
He,
cold-hearted
he
fuck.
he's a dick, but
Yeah, he
not as
is.
big a dick as Superman as soon as he steps into the Marvel universe.
Oh, yeah. And then I
Uh,
like that they're battling Ping Fam Foom, and I don't know the names, but this is very much the Jack Kirby
Mul-
love fest right there.
yeah, that's gotta be the creature from the first issue of Fantastic Four, right? Next to Fing Fang in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, that is him. Okay, I think he's colored a little differently.
Yeah, that might be the case.
I forget who the three-headed one is, but
But like that's also a definite original, or not original to this, but a classic
oh yeah,
monster.
yeah. There's another one. Oh,
Uh, I, no,
oh
there's
no,
only the first.
that's the one you were pointing out. I gotcha.
Yep.
I
Uh,
really take Fig Fam Foom out that quick?
yeah, it's the just and like you were talking to the Purple Prose narrator. Individually, their skills are unsurpassed. They come together into the great, and when needs must, they come together into the greatest fighting force their world has ever known. They are the Justice League, champions alone, unstoppable together. Yeah, so just some great stuff. And what is it? Batman's the first one to find the ultimate nullifier.
Yep.
And
Uh,
John tries to mind meld with it, and it's about to screw him up.
yes, face. Yeah, and now we're gonna see page. And then oh yeah, then we get to see them interact with Metron, who pops up. Is he hinted at earlier in this at all?
No, no, this is the first time Metron shows up. I think
Okay.
he's a uh a good one for the Avengers to interact with because it's like There's been with me where it's like I wish they threw in like Thor. It's like he seems like I should know him, but I don't. Just because just to play with the new gods were originally going to replace all the Thor comics, and Metron again. What is it through? He lets the Avengers in on what the items like they have to protect are, and it's the Wand of Watum, the Ultimate Nullifier, Cosmic Cube, the Evil Eye, the Casket of Ancient Winters, and the Soul Gems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are all good. I can't, but
I don't know Wand of Watum off the top of my head, and I've probably read, I just don't remember it.
it's a Doc Fate thing. It's a Doc
Okay.
Fate. It's a
Doctor
Doc Fate
Strange
thing.
one? Okay.
Yeah, Doc Strange one. Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't think there's any others in here that DC. We had some out more choices.
The
Is
Eye
there
of
any?
Agamotto is the only one that I could think of.
Yeah, that'd be it. We don't know. Yeah, I think that would be about it.
Yeah. Now here's the one thing I could not figure out. Why was the Atom not zapped back with the rest of the Justice League? Because he's
I don't
seeing
know. I didn't, I didn't see that. I forgot about that. Did they forget? Does it?
yeah,
No, it's something in the next issue. Yeah, yeah, it leads into. I don't know why I didn't get to, but it's a very TV trope.
yeah, it is. Uh,
Mm.
and he's able. Metron tells him, "Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a mother box, and you're gonna go to the DC Earth." The Avengers have boom tubed into Metropolis, and they are stopping some crooks who I don't recognize from the DC universe. I don't. And I'm sorry, like folks, let me know again. Maybe it's probably in the annotations, but still.
Yeah,
It's just weird that it's like these wouldn't be like immediately recognizable, at least like have one of them be like the Toy Man or something.
yeah. There's no. They don't even use their name.
Yeah, they don't. That again, really weird. But the Avengers make quick work of them, and the people of the DC universe start flocking to them, going like, "Hey, can we get your autograph?" And the Avengers are like, "What the heck is going on here? This is not how it usually goes down."
Yeah, yeah. I like that too. That it's like, um, they're all this positive thing, but Cap has this. I want to read Cap here because
Mhm.
he does not interpret. You would think he would kind of side with the Justice League, but
Yeah.
Justice, this isn't justice. Look around. This is their city. It wasn't built by men. They must own this world like little tin gods, demanding public adoration instead of protections of its freedom. Don't you feel it? It's sour. It's wrong. Hap, are you?
And real quick, it's like, Quicksilver's running around. It's like, they have a Flash museum? And it's like, Quicksilver, I wouldn't even dedicate a bus stop to you, man.
There's a men's room with your name's carved in it, but that's about it. And it says "Quick Pietro sucks."
Yeah.
Uh, but I do like it where this is where the two teams meet.
Yeah. Yay. And again, what I love is the Avengers are standing on a Fox storage. So, little Garner Fox nod there.
Oh, that's very good. I didn't catch that. Plastic Man's hands a gun. That's kind of stupid. You more. He's an idiot. I love Eel.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, yeah, they do explain why Cap and Superman are acting out of character later on, and it's really just to have, there be some more conflict between the two teams. But then Hawkeye gets the absolute best line in this entire series. Oh, right. Now I got it. These losers, they're nothing but a bunch of Squadron Supreme wannabes. Five get you
okay.
10, they're mind controlled. I'm sorry, that's the best line in this entire series. It's like, yep, Perez or Busieck and Perez, they have so much continuity wrapped up in the just those like three sentences.
Yeah. What I do like, too, when we get, Superman's acting like a dick, and then you hear lightning, and you see Thor spinning his hammer, and it clocking the shit out of Superman because it's magic,
Yeah,
which is great. It's like, yeah, Thor's big and bad. He can whoop your ass because you're a god. It's magic, isn't it?
yeah,
But
it,
that would
it
be a good
absolutely
thing. And
is.
they go, why isn't it? But a nice touch would be is it doesn't affect him because it's not magic. It's just a different science.
Yeah, that'll be real interesting. And I know, I think in issue 2, whenever we record that, that'll come more into play again. And our last page ends with the Grandmaster and Metron, talking about it as they're standing basically on a giant chessboard. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I love a good Grandmaster story. I'm sorry. I've seen about 10 of them. They all kind of ended. I like that he has different opponents each time, even if they've got to create a new one for him. There was that Avengers storyline, not No Surrender. Might have been No
uh,
Surrender.
I can't.
It was near the end of the after I forget who was after, but it was just like a patchwork. It was just to cover the gap. But it it had some good stuff because of the Grandmaster. I think the Grandmaster works a lot better than some people would think.
Yeah, and I
I
think he's the right level of like threat for this,
exactly.
miniseries.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Because nowadays they would make it Thanos versus Darkseid, and I'm sorry, that's done to
Oh,
death. We don't need
no,
that.
I don't ever want to see. I don't need to see that ever again. I
Yep,
don't. It's boring as shit.
it is.
Um, I would do I want them to do another one of these crossovers? I think if they don't do it in this era of doing it, it would surprise me. But who do you get to do it? But maybe that's a
Ooh.
question when we're done with
Yeah,
all
that's a
four.
I need to think about that.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I could.
I I want let's put a pin in that because that's
Yeah, that needs to be after we read all four. That's got
yeah.
to be in the last episode of these. We do
Yeah.
four of
Oh,
these.
and we were talking like they are doing facsimile reprints of this series this year.
Oh, good. Get it back out there. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll buy those. No,
Yeah.
no, I got them. I'm fine. I want that hardcover I bet on. Um, because this is so special. Like they've never done it as a deluxe hardcover,
Nope.
just as an absolute.
Yeah. Like yeah. So I think Final Thoughts. This is a excellent first issue to this mini series.
Oh yeah, with a great. I mean, perfectly. A lot happened.
A lot
A lot. I
happens.
mean, a lot, and there's a lot talking, a lot educating, but it's gotten everybody where we want to, and we're just gonna. It's kind of compressed crisis. Which
Yeah.
good is in a good way because it leaves we have to have big fights in every issue,
Mm-hmm.
and there are.
Yeah.
And then more teams come, and then issue 3, which is so much fun.
We might have to do a episode just on the cover of issue 3. Let's
Oh
put
my
a pin in
God,
that theory.
yeah, yeah, because it's one of those covers. It's because I like the. What gets me is I like the first issue cover. I like the second issue cover is okay. The third was crazy, but the end one was just Superman on it. On the front. Ugh.
I kind of like it because he's got Mjolnir and he's got Cap's shield, and it's like, yeah, all right, it's go time. But we'll get
Yeah.
there when we get there. Yeah, I
Um, um,
oh
I think this is really good. I think it would be better. Let's like the plot of the original concept. Let's do a little compare contrast because we know and we both have seen everything needs to see. I think Shooter, I think he just didn't understand what was happening.
a little
And I
bit.
don't think he really understood. I had to have known how important George was.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you picked Jerry Conway at that time,
Makes
who's written
sense.
both of these teams, written for both companies. Well,
Yep. Maybe I will have used Steve Englehart. That was the only other name that popped to my head.
yeah, but he hates Shooter.
That's true.
He hates Shooter. He didn't, yeah, I don't think he liked working for Shooter. I'm pretty sure he didn't like working for Shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not opinionated, but just Steve's meticulous in his writing. He
Yeah.
doesn't really need, I mean, Jim Shooter gives good notes. It's good and bad.
Yep. There. Yep.
It's good and bad. He's doing it, and he's also doing his job. I don't think it was arrogance. It was like he just, no, my job is to keep them on top, but they are different. There is an excess, but there's also an excess. They don't have a Superman. I mean, they didn't have a Superman character really until they wanted Sentry to be it and that there be a darker side, which is, I'm not a big fan of Sentry.
Me neither.
I didn't, I don't like him. I liked him more in the Marvel movie because he was a nice guy. It was Pullman. The actor played him, and he was humanized. He's just dull in comics because he can't humanize him.
Yeah.
Um, or you've tried, it's terrible. I mean, it was a real time, but I like that. I mean, I don't think it would have been one. I think I like the lineup better, but it's not the big guns. It is definitely, that the lineup Jerry Conway was going to use. I think the big three were wedged in there, but it was Monica, Submariner, no, pre-Submariner. So it's Monica, Hercules,
Be
Firefox,
Beast was there
Beast.
because even though he
Why
wasn't
is
an event,
Beast in that lineup?
because I think like he was such a prominent Avenger for so long, it's like let's make sure like all
And
every
oh shit, shit, shit. He was George's first panel.
yep, and like
Oh my
John
God, I forgot.
Jones
Yeah.
was also explicitly brought back, even though he was still kind of persona non grata at this point in Justice League. He's shown to be taken out of like New Mars or whatever. So
Yeah. What was good, what I'm going to talk about when we see them and they're basically at their lineups with some tweaks.
mhm,
So if you look at the Avengers one, it's no one who's a member post Crazy Quartet
right.
except Vision. It is the founders minus Jan. Is Jan? No, Jan's not there, are they? In this one?
Wait, are we talking in the actual issue one, or are we talking in the original?
No, no, yeah. Well, no, I'm kind of thinking about, yeah, wait
So,
a second.
s-
Yeah, I think it's Janet's there because she would have been a prominent member. Um, she may have
yeah,
just left, because her and Monica, when she left and came back when Monica was chief
uh,
chairman.
yeah, no, because she was there during Under Siege or right around it, and let's see, yeah, we you definitely have Monica, we have Hercules, Star Fox, like you said. But one thing I want to note is like for villains, Perez and Busieck made the right choice because Kang, Lord of Time, cool, that makes
Yeah,
sense. But
yeah.
Epoch, come on, there was a better Justice League villain you could have pulled from.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I understand it, but Jerry Conway's it would have been a fine story.
Right, it would have been fine.
But I don't think he could have pulled the extra that you need for it. You
No,
know what I mean?
yeah, and they had some good ideas of like Batman, Hawkman, Zatanna, Cap, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver in the middle of World War II for something. And it's like, okay,
Hmm.
that would have been really cool. I'm down for that. Especially, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's not Quicksilver, it's Star Fox.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't mind Star Fox.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
not great
totally
as
fine.
yeah. People think he does crazy. I know he just he makes them happy.
Yeah,
He's not fucking everybody. Jesus
yeah.
Christ, you all have filthy fucking minds.
Blame
So,
Dan Slott on that one. He was the one
oh,
who really kind of
he,
popularized that back during his She-Hulk run.
that's fucked up. He was a
Yeah.
good character. He's a bit of an asshole. You didn't mean you have to
Yeah.
be nice. It's he's just happy. He's the god of happiness.
Mhm.
He just everybody likes him. You're inferring but yeah, but there are some scenes where it's inferred he's fucking, I guess.
Yeah.
Same with Hercules, but he's just not using mind control. He's just walking around half naked. Um, but yeah, I'd like to have seen Hercules more in this. I'd like to have seen Monica more in this.
Yep. I would have
Yeah,
liked to have
we're at
seen
the point to where she is a footnote.
yep.
It really
Yeah,
pisses
and
me off.
like during this JLA Avengers, it's like to me, I would love to have seen, not only Elongated Man, but like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Mr. Miracle, Hourman, Aztec, but I know he was dead at this point. But just have it a little more varied lineup, just to have a little more fun.
Yeah, I think that's true. And we see him calling in, they get more and more come
Yeah, they do.
around. But it is a slow roll. But I forgot. I'm so glad you brought this up to do it because we were kind of figuring which one to do. This is a good one. I mean, this will take 4 episodes because there's so much going on. And it's all good. It's some of the best Perez art I've ever. It is some of his best work.
Yeah,
Is this
he
his
knew the
Magnum?
assignment.
Wait a minute. Let me think. Do you think this is? No, I think Crisis is his
Crisis
masterpiece.
is still bigger and like
Yeah,
more
or his
detailed.
and some of his Titan arcs.
Yeah.
He had some really good Titan arcs, like the Terra storyline. as skeezy as it is, they should have played up the skeezy and never tried to rehabilitate Dark's Deathstroke. It was
No,
awful. We'll
no.
never read. Christopher Priest wrote it. No, didn't read it.
Yeah, I know. That's the part where I'm always like, it's Christopher Priest. He's pretty good, but Deathstroke, no,
No, it can't. You can't rehabilitate it.
nope.
And I don't think you can rehabilitate Terra unless it's a different Terra, because different Terras have popped up.
Yeah,
From like, oh, universe has changed. She's back. She didn't die. Whatever. There
whatever
was
it is.
whatever it is, um, but yeah, I mean, he's had what 10 years after 20 years after Crisis to do before this came.
Let's see. This is '03. Crisis was like what 85, 86. So yeah,
Mm.
like generational. But Perez, he's a once in a generation artist, and
Yeah, he
it
is. I mean,
shows.
it's just think it's and from that, I think his manuals were all done before he did Avengers, what is it, 141? I think it's 141. And the panel of him bouncing down the street, and him and Cap end up in the same fight. And then he goes, "Hey, why aren't you coming back to the thing?" He's like, "I'm an Avenger now." And that's when Cap returns the Avengers, and it starts the last arc of Engelhart's Run, ties it up where they're getting to it, where they're going to go to the Wild West and to the Scourge. It's so good. And Perez drawing it. I mean, I was a kid and I just fell in love with his art. By his second issue, he was my favorite comic artist. Because that
Oh
first
yeah.
issue, Vinny was inking him. It looked like shit.
Ugh.
It is. It's just weak. It's like, I went, this would be much better if it wasn't Vinny. And the next issue, you're like, whoa, I just knew it'd be better. But me and my brother Hugh was like, Barry Windsor Smith good? It's like, it's a lot of shit and he's drawn in there. It took us a while because he hadn't seen anything like him. It's like Byrne in a way too. Byrne was like that. I think Cockrum and Grow were like that. There's this gen. They all came out about the same time, a little later,
Hmm.
but there's a difference in the art, um, and storytelling. And even with Jerry Conway, he was a little more. Um, this is post Bronze Age. This is what we would consider modern, eh? Or copper.
Oh yeah. '03 modern. Yeah.
It's modern, so there's a
Yeah.
difference. Jerry Conway's not a modern comic writer. He's
No,
of the
he's a
he's of that
Bronze Age
Bronze
kid.
Age, which is fine. He's great, but there's an extra layer, and sometimes there are too many extra layers in comics nowadays. Because the event thing is, how do
Yeah.
I top the other one? No, just pick a story and tell it super, super, super well, and draw it really, really well, and try to get someone to do the whole thing, and don't solicit it until you're fucking 6 months ahead. There are things that, editorially you could do to get the quality up, just not by extravaganza and overwriting.
Yeah,
So,
and don't. I'm sick of the meta narrative. Just don't give me that. Not everything needs to be a reference to a reference to a reference,
yeah, just think,
folks. And I'm sorry, Scott Snyder, you're really guilty of that, and it's tiring.
yeah. I mean, I mean, it's industry wide, I think, a lot of ways that some of these things, some of it, that's why I try all the events and folks and why I share them because especially on the Marvel app, because Marvel is terrible right now. I mean, there's some books
Hmm.
with people love and I get it, but the overall quality is I don't know. I don't think they have a mission. I don't think they have a game plan like DC does. I think DC has a game plan and they're making adjustments as they go and they're doing it a little bit better. The Absolute Universe is just doing gangbusters. I mean, it's great. I mean, the Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter alone, I would be reading because they're that good. And I've liked everything. Some better than others, and some move at a different pace. The the Flash one took a while for me to really get into, and I like it. I do. It was better than the end of the Steve Furrier Flash was for me.
Yeah.
Um, but it's I think DC's just doing a little bit better. But I hope what's going on now, the next section of All In is pays off. I'm enjoying
Yes.
most of it.
Yep.
It's like even some of the minis when they first started it, yeah. But some I like, some I didn't like. Some were needed, and they're just too many people in the Justice League.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
it's
which is
unruly.
fine if you can give them like a focal point to play off of. That's what the JLU in the cartoon. That's what it had. You had the big seven, and you can play off, and you use them as your focus, and then you can add everyone else. But when it's just chaos happening, it's just showing crisis after crisis. It's that doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. I think this one works because one, George had already done it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he knew what worked and what didn't work, and he knew probably, he probably hated DeCarlo's inks on the early
probably.
issues of Crisis. I don't think DeCarlo's a bad inker. I
No,
think he's not the inker for George
correct.
because he doesn't he doesn't bring everything of George's to the front. Um, where someone like
It
uh
is Ordway on
Ord
the back,
or it's
right?
yeah, the first six are DeCarlo and the last six are Ordway.
Yeah.
And Ordway knows what to embellish of George. And the rest is just making sure he hits all of George's marks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But George trusts him that there's because he started as an inker. And I mean Ordway isn't it's like Bob Layton, who I think is a great penciler and a great inker. But he started as one of the best inkers I've ever seen. His inks of Joe Stanton, whew, fucking amazing, man. Just fucking amazing. And Ordway with Perez, it's a good fit because it's Ordway and it's Perez. And then the one time they flipped it, it worked just as well.
Yep.
It's just so, and so the only other person that good is himself.
Yep.
That's it. He looks best when it's himself or Ordway. Um, and I think having him do all of this, and I think he stopped working to do this. I mean,
Yeah,
if I remember right, he had some other things that he put on hold, and it might have been was CrossGen out by now, or
I
what?
don't know, but I think I'm wondering if like because he's not through all of the Busieck run of Avengers, he stops after a couple years. And I'm wondering if part of that was to so he could get started on this because I think that timeline would be working out.
No, that'd
Because
be about right. Because it was oh God, I forget who came after him. They had some good people after him.
yeah, like they had Alan Davis, bunch of good folks on
Yeah,
that. So yeah, again, folks, if you haven't read this, read it. And when the facsimile comes out and you haven't read this, read it.
yeah,
It
get it. You
deserves to
get
be read
it does. It should be in reprint. It should be
constantly. Evergreen.
constantly. So recommendations.
Okay, you want to go first?
No, you go first because I'm gonna look something up while you do it. You start.
Okay, so folks, it's been a while since we've done recommendations, and when I did my first Superman check-in, I was halfway through Burns era. I'm now deep into the first year of the Triangle era proper, and it's just been a complete delight. Like Roger Stern just helping course correct after Burns' temper tantrum at the end. Exile lived up to the hype for me, and we've just had
He's really fucking good.
yeah, it really is.
Who's Perez's anchor in that? Oh my God.
Uh, I think it's Brett Breeden. Double check. I
Brent
can't remember.
Breeding's not that bad. He learned, he was a lot like Mike Manling
Yeah,
and DeCarlo.
breeding with Dan Jurgens, who's now on. It's like, oh, this is what a Dan Jurgens Superman looks like because it's like that's the team in my head. So it's like I'm at the point where Louise Simonson has just come on, so I'm basically reading, a weekly Superman book, and are there probably some individual issues that are stronger than others?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But the joy
but
of that going
but
from issue to issue like it's a fucking soap opera on TV.
I'm down with it because it's like I
It's so
care
good.
about most, if not all, of the supporting characters, and the supporting characters I don't care for. Emil Hamilton. It's not so much these writers' fault. It's the fact I can't think of him anything other than the traitor from JLU.
Yeah, I got you. Because you saw it in the
But
reverse.
yeah,
But
I'm,
it's
I'm seeing
but it's that
it
thing
works.
about what makes a good comic story, and I think Mike Carlin and all his creative, and that it was what is so it's who are the writers now that you're in?
Let's see. The
Simonson.
Simonson Ordway is writing. I think he stopped drawing. I think he's on Power of Shazam drawing at this point. I
Okay.
could be wrong, but so let's see. Simonson, Ordway, Jurgens, and Stern. And Stern has absolutely risen into my top 5 writers at this point. It's like, yeah, I don't think I've ever read a bad story by you, man. You know,
No, I have never had it. He's
yeah,
got that. He's got Bill Mantlow's disease. Give me a
yeah,
character and I'll write you a good fucking story.
it,
Hey,
it
Jerry
really.
Conway too. I mean, I would put Jerry Conway. He can write it. Just going to be a. It's going to be a. He's a. You know, he knows what he can write. I mean, he killed Gwen Stacy when he was 21.
Oh, I thought he was like 19 or
Or
something, but
maybe that. It's really fucking because I'm like going, you write like a 30-year-old man because your
yeah.
comics are very. It's watching a lot of TV and movies. I mean, you know, and it's why he went to TV.
Okay, I
Uh,
have one controversial statement right now, maybe.
okay.
I don't know if I really like John Bogdanov's art. It's a little too, his Superman's a little too exaggerated, I think, for my taste. I'm willing to see if it changes for me, but
It's a very, yeah.
it's
There's,
not quite there for me yet.
it will fit the stories that Simonson and him are telling.
Okay.
I think you will get used to it. I don't want him, you know, it's a different set of things going on. I love the variety of art. That's the one
Yes.
thing about the Triangle era I like. So if you didn't like one of them, you had four others, you know, because they're just doing are they just doing Man of Steel? So it's every third month?
No, that'll be Man of Tomorrow, and I know I think that's the one you're thinking of and that's not going to be for a while because it's just Superman,
Yeah, they needed one
Adventures
more to
of
they
Action,
needed
and Man
one.
of Steel. Yeah,
Yeah, they needed five to make it the number of weeks work so
yep,
that you had 52 issues a year.
yeah.
Like in 52. See,
Which
it,
one of my
it's
favorite series of all time.
yeah, I love it. It's so fan wanky and weird, but it's so well written.
It is.
Is that you can do tropes and over exaggerations of shit and tell it well. This is issue one. There's more happening in issue one that happens in an omnibus of a modern event.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
it's a lot of fun.
but
My recommendation. Um, I think I'm gonna. There's a movie, and I don't know if we talked about this before we started, but I watched a movie on Tubi the other night called
mhm.
Surrounded. Stars a young lady that plays Suri in um, Black Panther, and I cannot remember the actress's name off the top of my head. But it's a Western, and she's an African American woman who's posed as a African American as a man. Um, After the Civil War, becomes a Buffalo Soldier, and she's trying to get to a claim that she holds the deed to. And a bunch of shit goes down. The stagecoach get robbed. She's treated poorly, and she's left to guard a man who knows the location of a $500,000 or whatever, some obscene amount of money for their time. And all the other people that come into her circle during this like 24-hour period, and how fucked up it is. And she is a badass gunslinger, but it's not flashy. It's not flashy. It's like when the killing's bad. When people die, they die. But she knows how to protect herself, but only to a point. She's really protective and she makes herself invisible. It's not like magic invisible, but she holds her body as someone who's had to worry about being hit.
Mhm.
Or, yeah, it's a wonderful performance by everybody. And it's a good, thoughtful Western. I know people go Westerns, they're all about violence. Nah, sometimes they're about, this one's really, really good. It's really, really good. And it's simple. She's really wonderful. I like her as an actress. Um,
I'm just glancing at IMDb. So you got Jeffrey Donovan from Burn Notice. I really like him. You got Michael Kenneth Williams from freaking The Wire. So yeah,
hmm Oh, he pops up, man, in this one part of the movie, and you're like, "What? Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" It's really good. He looks cool too, because the way they dress him for what for a Western, it makes sense.
nice. Yeah, no,
Who
I
else
think
is
I'll have
it?
to check this out.
Who? What's her name? I forget. I'm.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's why I started getting on here originally. Letitia Wright.
Yeah, first time I saw her was in a Doctor Who where she played a transgender character
Oh,
called
nice.
Face the Raven, and then she said some things that made people go, "What the hell?" It's like, yeah, she's an
Yeah.
actress, man. My wife believes in saging shit. It's
Yeah, no, I think I'll have to
whatever
check
gets you
this
through
out.
your day. High speed girl. Do you need to go out? All right. Sorry, folks. I have a very cute. Come here. Hey, Trudy, come here. I'm going to introduce you to my sweet buddy. Come here, sweet buddy. Look at me. I'm the Fraggle.
Oh my God, that's exactly what that.
She's
what
just
she is.
Swedish. Her name is Truvy, and she loves me. I'm the only one who can babysit her because she just stays close to me, and I have to sleep on the sofa with her so she doesn't get scared. Oh, poor girl. Um, well, looking at Truvy, folks, you don't see her, but it reminds me of the thing in the Discovered Country, the kid, not understood, Never-Ending Tale, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Luck Dragon, Falcor.
Yep. You could be in a Henson production. But yeah, check out that Western. So folks, some good stuff coming up around out and about out soon. Kirby's worked on another Captain Carrot. We'll need to do another 4 for 4. I'm gonna be editing all weekend. I've got 3 episodes I got to get edited out, counting this one. And more good things to come. I've got an idea of something to talk to with Kirby. We'll do that off air.
Okay.
And if as always, hey, go out there, be safe, be smart, please be kind to one another, and read some comics. Read some George Perez comics.